Good morning, Lego and Bionicle friends and fans. Today we are going to look at one of my bigger builds, a rahi. It's just a wild beast in a Bionicle universe. A little over a year I got into Lego again and Bionicle, and this was my third build. I first made a touch version of Turaga. Then I made One-Eye Bill. And then I made this massive rahi. And funny thing is, I didn't have this build in mind. I wanted to make a dermis turtle, but I didn't know how, and I wasn't familiar with all the pieces and mocking in general. So I couldn't figure out how to make a dermis turtle and try to feel things, and all of a sudden I looked at this part, specifically at the shoulder, and I was like, whoa, that will make a cool shoulder. And then I started to add pieces to it, and bit by bit this massive rahi came out of it. It's a very different build from what I usually do, and there are some points I wanted to point out to y'all. First of all, this over here, this is the whole head. It's an animal head. It's pretty big. This thing is a beast, a very intelligent rahi, and the story is that he rebuilds itself with the spare parts of his enemies. And not a single living soul lived to find the tail, to tell what it is. There's basically no one knows what it looks like. But he wears and enhances itself with parts of everything it can find. It also has two Matoran masks used as shoulder plates. And this is a tongue. Now, a few of the special things of this build are the arms, because essentially they are two arms rolled into one. And it can move pretty well, but it's a bit sturdy. But this thing has a lot of reach. And not every connection can hold the weight of the build very well. The legs are made kind of similar to the arms. They also have multiple beams of support. They kind of look like two limbs fused together. One of the more interesting things about this is the foot, because this is the first time I used a Lego bar piece to make it more sturdy, but also to articulate. There's a little movement here, and that's because of the bar. Because if the bar wasn't there, the whole foot will just fall over. So it's there to support the main build. Also, not a lot of people know, but I use slice heads as the foot. And under it are Lego stud connections. So you can click normal system, regular Lego to them. And here it's made for balancing. A few other things. So if you look at the hand, I didn't know how to make a hand or fingers, so I used two pins. and a few pieces for the 4 fingers. And the Borok teeth over here is supposed to be a thumb. Now, the build also has a live light in the middle, and it's the same color as its eyes, trans blue. I often look at people, their builds, and they made a really cool rahi or another creature, and it's really hard for me to make out their eyes, because more often than not, those eyes are just things on the builds themselves. For example, this pinhole. Someone could say, oh, that's an eye, and I can kind of see that it is an eye if someone told me to, but I prefer if people actually make it stick out, like the trans eyes over here, trans blue eyes. It also has weapons. One massive claw. I mainly used this claw because I didn't know what else to do with it, and I thought, yeah, giant creature needs a giant weapon. And on the other side, there's this Viscerac shield. It's a Viscerac body with a foot piece, and I think it's hard to see. It's I don't know, I just thought it makes a cool shield to deflect things. In hindsight, this is still kind of little for the body, but I just kept it that way. And the last thing is that he also has a weapon for distance. This is this thing. It is a sword that can light up. Blue lights, just like the live light in his eyes are blue. This is mainly for slashing, but the other side is kind of supposed to be not necessarily a hammer, but it used to slam enemies with this thing. And it's attached to the back of this build. So if we turn it around, you can also take a look at its back. And I usually attach the weapon right here. Like that. So this is my enormous rahi. A very menacing, big and mysterious creature. And not a lot of people know what it exactly is. They just know it kills. Maybe I should do a side comparison. So here is a little bit of a smaller Toa build. Toa Jalar. And a little bit bigger, but a Matoran Takua. And you can see this thing is enormous compared, like, only the head of this thing is taller. Oh, you can't see this. Only the head of this thing is taller than Takua. Well, anyways, I just wanted to highlight my old build, and I hope you all enjoyed it too. So thanks for watching, have a nice day, and see you later. Bye bye.